I'll tell you. Wow, look at the size. Look at the size of this crappie. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. That's for up north, that is one giant crappie. That's a giant crappie, not just a big one. That's a huge one for up north. They may grow them bigger down south. I can't even get my hand around that fish. And I got a 9 1/4 inch or 9 1/2 inch hand span. Wow, that is a beauty. Well, you can see, if I hold my reel up, you can see the difference in size. That crappie's longer than the whole reel handle, the reel. That's a beauty. Are we going to eat them or throw them back?
No, we'll throw them back.
That's okay. He's still there. Ooh, it is a nice pike. Boy, the pike have really... See, this is one of the real beauties of using these reels. And I can't stress that enough, because we can use ultralight tackle with 6-pound test, knowing that the drags are so sensitive and so smooth and so dependable on these reels that they're not going to let us down, and when that fish makes its sudden run, the line isn't going to break. So that's a big advantage when you're using ultralight tackle. Now, we're not fishing for these pike, we're fishing for crappies, and it just happens to be either the crappies aren't here or the pike have come in and kind of scared them away, or are feeding on the crappie for all I know. But these pike are pretty thin, Will. I guess they're the males. They really like the yellow, don't they?
Yes, they do. They really like that yellow.
Holy cow. This is a good fish. This is a good fish. The big problem is, will he bite the line off? This is really a big fish, whatever it is. A tiny little ultralight rod, tiny little US reel 180 supercaster, and the only reason we're kind of gaining on him, I think, oh my goodness, this is a really heavy fish. I don't know what it is, but this isn't any little pike. Yeah, we're going to need the net for sure. That is so funny. Okay. Oh, that's a big fish. That is even, you can even feel how big this fish is with the ultralight rod. You can still feel the size of this fish. I just hope we can see him.
Oh, it's a big pike.
Is it?
Big pike.
Do you see? Oh.
This is a huge pike. That's got to be 12 pounds down.
Is it real? Oh.
Maybe even bigger.
It is. Holy cow. How it's not breaking this line. I got to tell you something. We get this fish. This is going to be an incredible testament to luck and the incredible drag on this reel. I'm serious.
It's that drag on the
There he is. Look at the size of that. Oh. Holy cow. I want you to see this. This is absolutely amazing. If I can get my hand around, I don't want to handle this fish too much if I don't have to. If I can get this little bitty hook out.
Careful, there he is. That'll come right up.
He keeps switching on me. Well, you see how easy that line broke? Right there, without a drag in my hand. I had no drag in my hand. All I did was pull on it, and that line broke. And it just shows you. And that lure is not in his mouth, as you can see. It's outside. So it's not a question of being bitten. There's a huge lesson here, and the lesson is that if you don't have something that buffers that shock to such an incredible smooth degree, you can't catch fish like this. This is a giant fish I caught on 6-pound test, no wire leader, and a tiny little 5-foot crappie or perch ultralight rod. Now, let's hold him, because you can't really tell how big that fish is in the net. I want you to see how big this pike is. This is a dandy. So, do you want to hold him?
Yeah, you can put your rod down, and yeah, I'll take yours.
Yeah, you want me to put my hand in there. right?
Yeah, just slide right up in the gill, right up in the gill plate. Go right up in his gills, Don, right up in the gill plate. Put your finger.
Okay,
That's a big female.
that's the size. That's the size of that giant. Let me back up a little bit here if I can. Of that giant pike that I caught on that ultralight with that little 180 reel. That's the secret, it's the reel. Well, let's put him back. You know, that was just a great experience catching that big pike. And, you know, I went on about how the thing that made the big difference was the reel. Now, we're not out here fishing for big pike with little tiny ultralights in a little jig like that. We had heard that there were some big crappies in this area, and that's what we were after. However, apparently the pike heard the same story. And they may be ganging up in here, feeding on perch and crappie and different fish like that. I was able to catch that fish because this reel is the finest fishing tool that I've used ever in that respect. And the reason it is, there's many, many reasons, and I've tried to talk about that. But this drag system is different. And I don't know if you can hear how intricate that is. It's just so smooth. And because it's so smooth and because it adjusts itself so that there isn't that instant torque. So even if you've got the line wound way down on the spool, it will automatically adjust. So once you set it, it always stays the same, and you're always going to get that same resiliency with the drag. And when you get a fish that huge on this pound test line, the only chance you have is something that's that forgiving as this reel is, that allows you to bring it in. I could talk about that all day, but that was the proof. Catching that big fish was the proof, and that shows you why you need a reel like this if you're really going to take fishing seriously and you want to get the most out of each experience. Yes. Listen to that. Listen to that drag singing. Now, this isn't a 12-pounder, but it's still, gosh, I'll tell you what, this is so much fun using ultralights. It is just so much fun. I've never been able to do this before because the line would always break. But I never had US reels until last year. Another pike. Another pike.
You got him hooked in the side.
Do I? You know why?
It's a nice pike. He swirled on your bait and got hooked in the side.
Well, that gives him even much more power. Listen to him running. Boy. Boy, that drag just keeps...
Boy, that drag works nice.
Doesn't it?
That's just a super smooth drag.
And it enables you to do something like this. That's the neat thing. Well, this time we'll get him in now that we know. But when they're hooked like that, they got twice the power for some reason, you know. The whole body, and they're not being choked to death. I'm putting more pressure on with this little rod than you would think. It's just that he's got so much leverage being hooked like that in the side.
You're gonna have to reel him.
There you go.
Nice little female.
Yeah, that's a lot fatter. Let me see. Hopefully I didn't damage your eggs any by there. Got that out. Boy, this is fun. This is so much fun when you can use... We could have just tipped her upside down, but I'll try not to hurt her here. You can see, that isn't eggs. Feel that right there. She's just eating. Feel that.
Yeah,
Feel how hard that is.
You can see it.
Something big in her stomach filling up that whole area right there. That might even not be a female. That's a fish in there. And look how fat it is. It sticks out. Look at. Yeah, she's got a crappie stuck in there, and that's why her stomach is bowed in both directions. Well, you need all the energy you can get to digest that for sure. This is really amazing. And that's what those pike are doing. They're in here feeding on crappie. It's amazing.